Ida B. Wells-Barnett 1862–1931 was a pioneering African-American journalist, educator, and civil rights activist. She is best known for her tireless anti-lynching campaign. Below is a detailed account of her life, activism, and legacy. Early life and education. Ida Bell Wells was born into slavery on July 16, 1862, in Holly Springs, Mississippi, during the final year of the Civil War. Her parents, James and Elizabeth Wells, were active in the Reconstruction-era political and economic development of black communities. Her father was involved in local politics and helped establish Shaw University, now Rust College, where Ida later attended school. After losing both parents and a younger sibling to a yellow fever epidemic in 1878, 16-year-old Ida took on the responsibility of raising her surviving siblings. She found work as a teacher, lying about her age to secure the job. Journalism and the anti-lynching crusade. Ida B. Wells' career as a journalist began in the 1880s when she started writing for black newspapers, focusing on racial injustice. In 1884, she was forcibly removed from a first-class train car despite having purchased a ticket, which led her to sue the railroad company. Though she initially won the case, it was later overturned by the Tennessee Supreme Court. Her most significant and dangerous journalistic work began in 1892 when she investigated and exposed the horror of lynching in the South. The catalyst was the brutal murder of her close friend, Thomas Moss, who was lynched in Memphis for successfully running a black-owned grocery store that competed with a white business. Wells' research debunked the widespread myth that lynchings were punishment for black men raping white women. Instead, she documented that most victims were targeted for economic competition, political activism, or perceived social transgressions. Her editorials in the Memphis Free Speech and Headlight enraged white mobs, who burned down her newspaper office while she was away in New York. Her pamphlets, such as Southern Horrors, Lynch Law in All Its Phases 1892, and The Red Record 1895, were among the earliest comprehensive studies on lynching in America. Civil rights and women's suffrage. Wells moved to Chicago in 1893, where she continued her activism. She was a founding member of the National Association of Colored Women's Club NACWC in 1896, advocating for education and anti-lynching policies. In 1909, she played a key role in the formation of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People NAACP, though she later distanced herself due to internal conflicts over strategy. As a suffragist, she challenged racism within the women's movement. During the 1913 Women's Suffrage Parade in Washington, D.C., white organizers demanded that black women march at the back. Wells refused and boldly joined the Illinois delegation in the main procession. She co-founded the Alpha Suffrage Club in 1913, the first black women's suffrage organization in Chicago, encouraging black women to vote and engage in politics. Personal life and later years. Ida B. Wells married attorney and journalist Ferdinand L. Barnett in 1895, becoming one of the first married women to keep her maiden name as part of her identity. They had 4 children, and Wells balanced activism with motherhood. In her later years, Wells ran for public office, becoming one of the first black women to run for the Illinois State Senate in 1930. Though she did not win, her candidacy was groundbreaking. She spent her final years writing her autobiography, Crusade for Justice, which was published posthumously in 1970. Ida B. Wells-Barnett was an extraordinary woman whose courage, intelligence, and relentless activism changed the course of American history. Join us at Oren's Black Facts and Wax Museum. Come on different journeys with us. www.orenzebooks.com. Thank you.